All men are the same, except for their belief in their own selves. In 1584, Japan witnessed the birth of Miyamoto Musashi, a samurai who remained undefeated in over 60 duels. He is widely regarded as one of the greatest swordsmen in Japanese history, and his teachings on swordsmanship and strategy are still studied and practiced today. Beyond his swordsmanship, Musashi was also a writer and a celebrated artist in calligraphy and painting. His life exemplified adaptability, self-resilience, and integrity, traits that nowadays many might call Sigma male traits. It's a commonly used term to describe individuals who are seen as independent, non-conformist, and self-disciplined. In essence, the traits Musashi displayed are not just personality quirks. They could be considered valuable life skills and a mindset that offer a practical approach for anyone aiming to achieve personal and professional success. And that's precisely what Musashi documented in the wealth of writings he left behind, serving as a guide to this way of living. So with that in mind, in this video, we'll explore some of Musashi's teachings and Sigma traits, and how they can be utilized as a tool for navigating life's challenges. Do not follow the ideas of others, but learn to listen to the voice within yourself. This quote could easily serve as the motto for Miyamoto Musashi's life. Independence and nonconformity played a huge role in the life of Miyamoto Musashi. Take his fighting style, for instance. While most swordsmen wielded a single sword with both hands, Musashi flipped the script. He chose to fight with two swords, one in each hand, challenging centuries of martial tradition. This was a radical statement of his independence. Similarly, Musashi made another bold move when he chose to live as a ronin, which means a samurai without a master. In feudal Japan, where loyalty to a lord was highly valued, this was a daring statement of self-reliance. Musashi wanted to carve out his own path, guided by his own principles and beliefs. His decision to live as a ronin allowed him the freedom to travel and engage in duels, further developing his own unique style of swordsmanship and philosophy. Similarly, Sigma males usually prefer settings where they have the freedom to make their own choices. They're not typically ones to go along with the crowd or adhere strictly to what's considered normal. Instead, they prefer to live by their own standards, which shaped by their personal values and objectives. But how can this mindset benefit us in our daily lives? Well, it starts with questioning the status quo. Just because something is a societal norm doesn't mean it has to be our norm. For example, choosing not to drink in a society that often centers social events around alcohol could be considered a form of independence. It's a way of you making sure that you're doing the best and what suits you, as long as you're not affecting anybody with your actions. And this isn't about being contrarian for the sake of it. It's about making choices that align with your own values and goals. If you wish to control others, you must first control yourself. Miyamoto Musashi's impressive record of remaining undefeated in more than 60 duels didn't happen by chance. It wasn't just a showcase of inherent skill either. Behind that record was a tireless commitment to self-discipline and an intense regimen of training, spending countless hours honing each sword stroke, each defensive move, until they became almost instinctual. And Musashi's talents didn't end at the edge of a blade. He was also a talented writer and a skilled artist. Managing to excel in these varied disciplines is not an easy task. It requires an extraordinary level of focus and self-discipline. He committed himself fully, giving each discipline the time and attention it deserved. Sigma males recognize that achieving mastery in any field isn't something that just falls into your lap. It's the result of ongoing effort and a strong sense of discipline. This holds true whether you're building the career you dream of or pursuing a personal passion. The underlying principle is always the same. Discipline is the cornerstone that helps us build a life of mastery. For example, when it comes to working out, many of us have experienced that it's easy to get pumped up and hit the gym hard for a few days. But the real challenge is to be disciplined and making it a regular habit. Consistency, not intensity, is what leads to long-term success. Today is victory over yourself of yesterday. Tomorrow is your victory over lesser men. Musashi had a strong sense of self. He was a man who knew himself well, a trait that's evident in his self-reliant lifestyle. He didn't tie himself down to a single place. Instead, he traveled across Japan, engaging in duels, learning from different schools of swordsmanship. This wasn't aimless wandering. It was a quest for self-improvement and a deeper understanding of his own capabilities. Musashi's self-awareness depth is further showcased in his seminal work, The Book of Five Rings. In the book, he explored the mechanics of swordsmanship, as well as the underlying philosophy and strategy. This wasn't just a manual on how to fight. It was a comprehensive guide to living a life aligned with one's own principles and values. This mindset is commonly found in Sigma males. They find their sense of worth from within, rather than seeking external validation. Being part of a group isn't a requirement for them to feel content. They're comfortable standing on their own. In today's world, it's almost second nature to check our phones for new likes or follows on social media. It's like we're constantly looking for a thumbs up from the world to tell us we're doing okay. But the truth is, that kind of approval doesn't last. Studies have shown that people who are more concerned with social media validation tend to have lower self-esteem and are more likely to experience anxiety and depression. Musashi's teachings offer a different approach. They encourage us to turn our focus inward. So, instead of counting likes, we start to consider what really matters to us, what makes us feel genuinely good about ourselves. This shift in focus leads to a more stable and fulfilling life, where our sense of self isn't tied to external factors. There is nothing outside of yourself that can ever enable you to get better, stronger, richer, quicker, or smarter. Everything is within. In the twilight of his life, Miyamoto Musashi made a deliberate choice to embrace solitude. He retreated to a cave, far removed from societal distractions. It was in this quiet isolation that he worked on his most famous writings, along with other pieces on swordsmanship and painting. It was a calculated move to create an environment where he could focus solely on his art and philosophy. Musashi knew that solitude is essential for personal growth, and this is one of the most recognizable traits of Sigma males. They use solitude as a catalyst for self-improvement. It's not about shunning society, but about creating space to think, reflect, and focus on what truly matters. This period allows them to explore their thoughts, refine their skills, and deepen their understanding of themselves and the world around them. It also offers a chance to disconnect from external distractions, allowing for greater mental clarity. Such clarity is crucial for anyone aiming to excel in a craft or gain better self-awareness. Now, embracing solitude doesn't mean we have to become hermits. It's all about finding the healthy balance for us. Even if we're naturally extroverted, there's value in learning to spend time alone. It's in these quiet moments that we can reflect on our goals, reassess our strategies, and make plans for the future. For example, taking a break from social media notifications for a few hours, or spending time outdoors, or dedicating a weekend to a personal project can be quite rejuvenating and enlightening. It's about creating space in your life for periods of focused, uninterrupted thought. The only reason a warrior is alive is to fight, and the only reason a warrior fights is to win. This quote cut straight to the heart of Musashi's life philosophy. He wasn't just going through the motions, he fought because he wanted to win. This desire wasn't for external rewards or recognition. Musashi was fueled by an inner fire, a relentless drive for mastery that pushed him to excel in everything he did. From swordsmanship to calligraphy, he had a clear vision. He didn't aim to be just another skilled swordsman, he aspired to be the best in his craft. He believed that the warrior's path was a way to achieve true freedom and enlightenment. This was a deeply ingrained goal that he pursued with relentless dedication. Musashi also took the time to document his insights and techniques, leaving behind writings and teachings that have stood the test of time. This enduring legacy is a clear indicator of his unwavering commitment to making a meaningful, lasting impact. Sigma males are highly self-motivated and driven individuals. They're not content with just participating. They aim for the top spot. They're driven by internal goals, not by what society expects from them. Whether it's in their work or their hobbies, the focus is always on achieving the best possible outcome. In our lives, this translates to defining our own purpose and setting personal milestones. Many of us spend a lot of time trying to keep up with societal standards, or chasing after ever-changing markers of success. But what's truly important is identifying your own definition of success, figuring out what really matters to you, and then going after it with the best effort you've got.